Hey everyone, and welcome to this really quick start guide to the Case Study Code 2.0. Okay, so I've learned a bit about case studies since I first created my email course. So I created an email course called the Case Study Code, and since then I've learned some really important lessons about how to make case studies more powerful. And that's what I want to share in this as quick as I can guide. I'll have a fuller video about all the aspects of the Case Study Code 2.0, but for now I wanted to introduce the two key factors that I think is missing from the vast majority of case studies. So let's get right into it. So as I say, I think this is the missing link to powerful case studies, and I think it's something that we all need to work on. So let's go. So here is the first missing link in most case studies. There's no hero. We are missing a hero. We will talk about a case study in terms of the subject, and a lot of times the subject will be the business. Now my argument is the subject shouldn't be the business. So instead of saying A&A Plumbing had this problem, I want to know about the owner of A&A Plumbing. I want to know about the procurement manager. I want to know who is the person that had the real problem. So again, the hero of any case study is the person that you are helping, the subject of the case study. And I think it's a really important distinction, because ultimately, if it comes across that you are the hero, as in the supplier of the service that you deliver, if you are the hero, it becomes self-serving. So I want the focus to be on a real hero, a real person that we can care about, because that person will drive the story, and it gives your readers or your listeners, if it's a video case study or an audio case study, it gives them something to care about. Okay, make sense? So give your reader someone to care about. So the hero has to be real, has to have a focus for your case study. Get that clear in your head, and you'll be onto a winner when you're starting to write your case study. Then we have the classic, the problem. Okay, so the problem's actually is made up of two things really. It's a goal, something they want to accomplish, and an obstacle. So the reason that they can't accomplish the goal. So let me explain that again. So the goal is what they want to accomplish, and the obstacle is the reason, is the thing that is holding them back. It's stopping them achieving it. And again, the problem has to be a focus for the case study. Again, we've got our hero. So what's our hero struggling with? What's our hero wanting to achieve? What is the problem that they are living and breathing? And again, if we've done our job of creating this hero and focusing on the hero, the problem is a problem for the hero again, not for the business as a whole. Then we come down to the solution. Okay, so what did you actually do? What did you do? What was the thing or the things that you as a business did to help them? But again, try and keep the solution focused on the hero. So this is where there's an awful tendency with case studies to all of a sudden switch to talking about us. So remember, the hero is still the person that you're serving. Your role in the solution is your role as mentor. You're helping, you're supporting. So what specifically was the solution? So I talked about two key things that were missing. So the first thing I said was the hero. The second thing that is missing is the journey. So most case studies go, this was the problem, this was the solution, this was the result. Okay? And I don't believe a lot of case studies that I read. Because a lot of the case studies I read paint a picture of project perfection. So let me explain. If you tell me your project went perfectly in the guise of a case study, this was the problem, this was the solution, this was the result. I get a little bit cynical because I know that projects don't go perfectly. So what I expect it to see just in the solution piece or just after the solution piece is the journey. I want to know the highs and the lows, the ebbs and the flows, and I want to know the challenge that you had in delivering this project. Because do you know what? That's real. That's what most projects are like. Why would you try and tell a false story? Why would you try and tell a work of fiction rather than a work of fact? So I want you to create true case studies, authentic case studies that are believable. So the highs and the lows, what does that mean? Well, I want to know about how the project almost failed. I want to know how you snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. How did you do that? And again, if we've set this up with a hero a way back, people will be caring about what our hero wants. They'll be interested in what the solution is, but they want to know the challenges that they faced along the way, the hurdles that they had to overcome. So for me, getting the hero is really important, and having that hero work their way through the roadmap, if you like, of the story. The highs and the lows, the ebbs and the flows. That's what I want. That's what will turn your case study into not a traditional case study, but into a genuine piece of business storytelling. And in fact, there's an argument to be made that the word case study should be removed, and we should just be talking about these as business stories. But let's carry on talking about it in the context of a case study. So the journey for me is critical. And then you have the result. Okay? And again, this is often where we fail, is that we talk about the result in our terms, in the terms of us being the hero. So the hero is no longer the person we serve, the hero is us. Aren't we wonderful? So self-serving. And some would say, yeah, but that's the whole point of a case study. I would ask you to have a little bit more faith in the intelligence of the people reading your case study. So what has our hero achieved? So think back if it was A&A Plumbing and they were having a problem with their cash flow. And our hero was having sleepless nights. So the result for our hero is our hero can sleep better at night. They are able to grow their business because they have the mental space to think about growth strategies rather than worrying about how they're going to keep this business afloat. So you want the result, the achievement, that's really, really important, but you also want the more personal result. What is it giving them? It's giving them confidence, it's giving them belief. What is it? So what is the result from a personal level and from a business level? And just remember all the time, it's their victory, not yours. Okay? Hopefully this makes sense. Okay? So, the two missing links from the traditional problem, solution, result, the two important elements to upgrade your case study for me are adding the hero. So it's someone to care about, someone to give a damn about. Imagine Star Wars without Luke Skywalker. You wouldn't have the story. You wouldn't care if it was told in a dispassionate third-person way without any real characters. It's not a story, and nobody would care. So remember, find that hero. Find that hero in your story. And then the second missing link for me, it's all about the journey. Okay, so it's not just about the solution. This was the solution, this was the result. There's something that lives between the solution and the result. And what lives between the solution and the result is the journey. It's the magical middle of your story. It's the heartbeat of your story. So use that phrase again, the ebbs and the flows, the highs and the lows. That's what I want to see in a case study, because that's what will make me believe. So listen, I've gone on long enough. This was meant to be a very quick introduction. It's probably gone a little bit longer, but that's just typical of me. I hope you've learned something from this. And what I want you to do is apply it. Go and do something with this. Go and have fun. Go back and revisit a case study. Or look at a case study from a competitor, or a case study that you've been sent from a supplier, and think about how they could improve it by adding the hero and, importantly, that journey element. And if you've got your own case studies and you want me to have a look at them, fire them my way. You want a bit of advice? Give me a shout. So email kevin@thestoryedge.co.uk and I will give your case study a review and give you some feedback on how to add these two elements, particularly to your case study. But this will create more human and more believable case studies. And that will help you do three things. It will help you connect. And once you've connected, it will help you engage. And it will also, if you want, help you to sell. Thanks for listening. And again, just come back to me if you've got any questions.